Hello, Maker Melton here with another Maker project. So what do we got going on here? Well, I was looking all over for a Seeks or sax, depending on which pronunciation you like, which is basically the typical knife of Germanic peoples between the migration period to early Middle Ages. Why was I looking for one? Well, my dad's side of the family is Swedish, and I have a thing for Vikings, so now it should all make sense. Anyways, I have quite the blade collection, and whenever I look to add something to the collection, whether it be a sword, knife, axe, whatever, I try to look for something that is authentic to the period of interest and something that is usable in case of the zombie apocalypse, which with a COVID vaccine in the works is still a possibility. Maybe. So when shopping around for handmade knives, I always like to comb through Etsy and look for smaller bladesmiths, and I ran across what looked like perfection based on what I pictured in my head from a blacksmith shop out of Medford, Oregon called Old Town Smithy. So I threw the Seeks in my basket, checked out, and it arrived just a few days later. It's heavy, it's rugged, it's rustic, and it is perfect in my opinion. I've had it for over 2 years and it is still almost as sharp as the day that I bought it. In fact, I liked it so much that I even bought a Viking-inspired camp hawk from them, so maybe I'll do another video sometime on it along with my other hawks and bearded axes. Maybe we'll throw them or something, I don't know. The holidays are coming up and that's what we do in my household. I don't know what you do in yours. Old Town Smithy doesn't actually classify their Seeks on their description, so if they ever happen to see this video, they can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously they are the experts, but I believe it is a type for short Seeks on the Wheeler and George Schmidt typologies. Short, though, is not how I would personally describe this piece, since it's almost 33 centimeters long from tip to butt and has a blade length of close to 18 centimeters. But I'm also not going to argue with George Schmidt about it. Now, the one thing that I didn't splurge on when it came to buying the Seeks was getting a sheath to go with it, because it was a little bit of a jump up in the pricing, and honestly, I had some extra leather sitting around from when I made my own samurai armor, so I knew I could just make one for myself that would suffice. However, of course, once you go down this crafting rabbit hole, I started watching videos on leather carving, and suddenly something that would suffice just wasn't good enough anymore. So I grabbed my sketchbook and started working on a knotwork design that took me a few days to be satisfied with because it was my first time attempting knotwork. And finally, after a while, I felt confident enough to try carving it in leather. So here's my first draft of the project. Enjoy. Final thoughts? Well, I'm a total amateur when it comes to leather carving, but I learned a lot from this initial take, which, trust me, is totally the first of many. I'm definitely going to try out a few more designs and methods for this sheath before I'm satisfied with the end result, but overall, the carving came out better than I expected for the first time trying it out. Cutting the leather was easier than I thought it was going to be, but trying to create depth while keeping heights even was really challenging and making me appreciate the expertise leatherworkers display when creating some of their amazing designs. I'm definitely going to watch a lot more tutorial videos and practice because I hope to someday make another set of armor out of leather that includes some design work carved into some of the parts. With that said, this is Maker Melton, and I hope you spend some time creating something new to you. And I'll see you again soon with the next video.